I booked a $10,200 Caribbean cruise for my dad's 65th birthday, then got a text saying they gave my room to Lisa because she makes Dad laugh more. I replied copy that canceled the whole trip, and when they got home, the locks were changed and their phones were cut off. That was just the warm-up. I'm still shaking from what went down last month. This is probably the most expensive revenge I've ever pulled off, but it was worth every goddamn penny. Buckle up because this story is wild. So I'm 28 years old and I work in tech sales. I do pretty well for myself, 6-figure income, nice apartment, the whole deal. My dad just turned 65 and I wanted to do something really special for his birthday. We're talking about a man who worked construction his whole life, never really got to travel much, always talked about wanting to see the Caribbean someday. I spent months planning this cruise. Not just any cruise either, we're talking about a luxury 7-day Caribbean cruise with all the bells and whistles. Premium balcony suites, specialty dining packages, excursions at every port, the works. The total came to $10,200 for 4 people, me, my dad, my mom Susan, and my younger sister Amy. I booked everything 6 months in advance. Got my dad the captain's table dinner, arranged for a birthday cake to be delivered to his room, even paid extra for the photo packages so we'd have memories of the whole trip. This was going to be the vacation of a lifetime for him. Now here's where it gets complicated. My dad has this friend Lisa. She's been around for about 3 years now, ever since my parents started having problems. Lisa is 42, divorced, works as a bartender at the local sports bar where my dad hangs out. She's one of those women who's really good at making men feel special, you know what I mean. Always laughing at his jokes, touching his arm when she talks, calling him sweetie and honey. My mom and Lisa do not get along. At all. There's this constant tension whenever Lisa's around, which has been more and more often lately. Lisa started showing up to family barbecues, birthday parties, even came to Christmas dinner last year. My mom puts up with it because she doesn't want to cause drama, but you can see how uncomfortable it makes her. So I'm planning this cruise and my dad asks if Lisa can come along. I tell him no, this is a family trip, just the 4 of us. He gets a little pouty about it but seems to accept it. I thought that was the end of it. 3 weeks before the cruise, I get a text from my dad. Hey son, I know you said this was family only, but Lisa's been going through a rough time lately. Her ex isn't paying child support and she could really use a vacation. Would it be possible to add her to the trip? I text back explaining that it's too late to add another person. The rooms are already booked. The dining reservations are set. Everything's been paid for. Plus, honestly, I didn't want Lisa coming along and making my mom uncomfortable on what was supposed to be a relaxing family vacation. Dad doesn't respond to my text. 2 weeks before the cruise, my sister Amy calls me. Hey, so Dad asked me to ask you about Lisa coming on the trip again. He's really hoping you'll change your mind. I explain the same thing to Amy. Too late to change anything, it's a family trip. Mom wouldn't be comfortable. Amy says she understands and that she'll talk to Dad. 1 week before the cruise, my mom calls me crying. Apparently Dad has been giving her the silent treatment all week because I won't let Lisa come on the trip. He's been saying things like, I guess we know who really cares about my happiness, and some people just don't understand what friendship means. I'm getting pissed at this point, but I try to stay calm. I call my dad directly and explain one more time that Lisa cannot come on this trip. I remind him that I spent over $10,000 to give him an amazing birthday vacation, and all he seems to care about is bringing his friend along. His response: Lisa makes me laugh. She gets my sense of humor. This trip would be so much more fun with her there. I hang up on him. 3 days before the cruise, I get the text that changed everything. Hey, so we figured out a solution. Lisa can take your spot on the cruise. Amy talked to the cruise line and they said we can change the name on the booking. Lisa's really excited and she said she'll pay you back for her portion when she can. Thanks for understanding. This is going to be such a great trip. Oh, and don't worry about Dad's birthday cake. Lisa already arranged for something special. I stared at that text for about 5 minutes, reading it over and over again. They gave away my spot on the cruise that I planned and paid for so that Lisa could come instead. The cruise I booked for my dad's birthday, the cruise that cost me $10,200. I was beyond furious. I was fucking livid. I called my dad immediately. It went straight to voicemail. I called my mom. Voicemail. I called Amy. Voicemail. Then I got another text, this one from Lisa herself. Hi, I just wanted to say thank you so much for giving up your spot so I could come on the cruise with your family. Your dad is such a special man and I know we're going to have an amazing time. I promise I'll take good care of him. Don't worry about anything, I've got this handled. See you when we get back. That's when I snapped. I immediately called the cruise line. Explained that I was the person who booked and paid for the entire trip and that I wanted to cancel everything. The customer service rep tried to explain their cancellation policy, but I didn't care about getting money back. I just wanted the whole thing canceled. Sir, are you sure? This is a $10,000 cruise booking. The cancellation fees will be substantial. I don't care about the money, cancel it. All of it. The rooms, the dining packages, the excursions, even the birthday cake. I want everything canceled right now. It took about an hour on the phone, but I got everything canceled. Every single reservation, every single upgrade, every single special arrangement I had made for my dad's birthday. Gone. Then I sent a text to the family group chat, copy that, trip canceled, have a great birthday, Dad. And I turned off my phone. I knew they wouldn't see the text until they got to the airport because they had all turned their phones off to avoid my calls. I imagined them showing up at the cruise terminal, excited for their vacation, only to find out that nothing was booked anymore. But that was just the beginning. See, the thing is, my parents have been struggling financially for the past couple of years. Dad's been retired, and his pension isn't as much as they expected. Mom works part-time at a grocery store, but it's barely enough to cover their expenses. I've been helping them out quietly for months, paying their cell phone bills, covering their car insurance, even paying their mortgage some months when they came up short. They didn't know I was doing all this. I set it up so the payments came directly from my account to the companies, and I told my parents that they had signed up for some kind of senior discount program. They never questioned it because they were just happy to be saving money. While they were gone trying to figure out their cruise situation, I canceled everything. The cell phone plan that I was paying for, canceled. The car insurance that I was covering, canceled. The automatic mortgage payments that were coming from my account, stopped. But wait, there's more. My parents live in a house that I actually own. They don't know this. 3 years ago, when they were facing foreclosure, I bought the house from the bank and let them continue living there, telling them that I had helped them negotiate a new payment plan with the mortgage company. They thought they were paying rent to the bank, but they were actually paying rent to me. While they were at the airport dealing with their canceled cruise, I had a locksmith come change all the locks on the house. I also had a cleaning service come pack up all their belongings and put everything in a storage unit. Then I sat back and waited. They called me from the airport, furious. Dad was screaming about how I had embarrassed them in front of Lisa, how I was being petty and childish, how I had ruined his birthday. Mom was crying, saying she didn't understand why I would do something so cruel. Amy tried to play peacemaker, saying that maybe we could work something out, that this was all just a big misunderstanding. I let them talk. I let them vent. I let them call me every name in the book. Then I said, very calmly, "You gave away my spot on a cruise that I planned and paid for so that Dad's girlfriend could come instead. You made this decision without asking me, and then you told me about it over text like it was no big deal. You treated me like I was disposable. Lisa's not my girlfriend," Dad yelled. "She's just a friend who was more important than your son on your birthday trip. That's not what this was about." Then what was it about, Dad? Help me understand how giving away my spot to another woman made sense to you. Silence. And while we're having this conversation, I think there are some other things you should know. That senior discount program you thought you signed up for, that was me paying your bills. Your cell phones, your car insurance, even your mortgage payments some months. I've been covering your expenses for 2 years because I thought you were family and family helps family. More silence. The house you're living in, I own it. I bought it when you were facing foreclosure and let you stay there because I didn't want to see you homeless. But if I'm disposable enough to give away my spot on a family vacation, then I guess I'm not really family anymore. My mom started crying harder. What are you saying? I'm saying that your financial support just ended. The cell phones are canceled, the insurance is canceled, and you have 30 days to find a new place to live. The locks have already been changed. You can't do this, Dad screamed. That's our home. No, it's my home. You've been renting from me and now I'm evicting you. You'll find all your belongings in storage unit 47 at Public Storage on Main Street. Here's the unit number and the lock combination. Amy was sobbing now. This is insane. You're destroying the family over a stupid cruise. I'm not destroying anything. You all made it very clear that I'm not really part of this family. You chose Lisa over me for Dad's birthday. You made that choice. I'm just responding accordingly. I hung up. Over the next few days, my phone was blowing up with calls and texts. Dad was alternating between anger and begging. Mom was just begging. Amy was trying to guilt-trip me about breaking up the family. Even Lisa texted me. I think there's been a misunderstanding. I never meant to cause problems between you and your family. Maybe we can all sit down and talk about this. I didn't respond to any of them. Here's the thing, though. I'm not completely heartless. I knew they didn't have anywhere to go immediately, so I paid for a week at a decent hotel while they figured things out. I had the storage unit paid up for 3 months so they could get their stuff whenever they wanted. I wasn't trying to make them homeless. I was just done being taken for granted. After about a week of non-stop calls and texts, my mom finally got through to me. She was calling from Amy's phone because I had blocked all their numbers. "Please," she said, "can we just talk? I know you're hurt and I understand why, but this has gone too far. Your father is miserable. He knows he made a mistake." "What mistake did he make, Mom?" He should have talked to you before changing the cruise plans." "That's not the mistake he made." Silence. "The mistake he made was choosing another woman over his son. The mistake he made was treating me like I didn't matter. The mistake all of you made was assuming that I would just go along with whatever you decided because I'm always the one who helps out. I'm always the one who pays for things. I'm always the one who makes things work. That's not how we see you." "Really? Then why was it so easy to give away my spot on the cruise? Why didn't anyone think that maybe, just maybe, I might have feelings about being replaced by Dad's drinking buddy?" She didn't have an answer for that. I spent months planning that trip. I researched every detail, I paid for every upgrade, I wanted to give Dad the best birthday he'd ever had. And you guys threw it all away so Lisa could come along. Do you have any idea how that felt? My mom started crying again. "I'm sorry, we're all sorry. We didn't think." "That's right, you didn't think. You didn't think about how I would feel, you didn't think about how much money I spent, you didn't think about how much effort I put into planning everything, you just thought about what Dad wanted in the moment. How do we fix this?" "I don't know if you can." The conversation ended there, but it got me thinking. I wasn't trying to punish them forever, I was trying to make a point. The point was that actions have consequences and that treating people like they don't matter will eventually backfire. About 2 weeks later, Amy showed up at my apartment. She looked terrible, like she hadn't been sleeping. "Dad's in the hospital," she said. My heart stopped. "What happened?" "He had a heart attack. He's stable now, but the doctors say it was brought on by stress. Mom thinks it's because of everything that happened with the cruise and the house." I felt sick. I never wanted anyone to get hurt. I was angry, but I didn't want my dad to have a heart attack. "Is he going to be okay?" "They think so, but he needs surgery." The problem is their insurance got canceled when you stopped paying for it, and they can't afford the hospital bills. There it was, the real reason Amy was here. "You want me to pay for it. I want you to help your family when they need you most." I stared at her for a long time. Part of me wanted to say no, to tell her that they made their choice when they gave away my spot on the cruise. But another part of me, the part that still loved my dad despite everything, couldn't let him suffer because of a stupid fight. "I'll pay for the surgery and the hospital bills," I said finally, "but I have conditions." "Okay," Dad apologizes. Not a fake apology, not a sorry you're upset apology, a real apology where he acknowledges what he did wrong and why it hurt me. He'll do it. And Lisa is out of the picture. Not because I hate her, but because Dad needs to understand that his relationship with her cost him his relationship with his son. "Actions have consequences," Amy nodded, "and you all go to family therapy, all of us, because clearly we have communication issues that need to be worked out." Done. I ended up paying almost $50,000 for Dad's surgery and recovery. I also let them move back into the house, but this time with a real lease agreement and full disclosure that I own the property. Dad did apologize, and it was genuine. He admitted that he had gotten so caught up in his friendship with Lisa that he forgot how his actions were affecting the rest of us. He acknowledged that giving away my spot on the cruise was wrong, and that he had taken my generosity for granted for years. Lisa is no longer part of family gatherings. I don't know if Dad still sees her socially, and honestly I don't care as long as she's not being prioritized over family.